Alrighty, this is going to be the last training video for level 1s. This job is going to go over, this video is going to go over job 10221. So what we're first going to do in following our training workflow, we're going to open the drawing and use property description to draw up our property. So we're going to go to our desktop, work folder 10221, drawing, and open the drawing that's already in it. Let's go into our vesting deed. We do not have a vesting deed. Do we have a title? We do have a title. So we'll have to get our description from title. And here it is. The northeast part of lot 87, block 2, NCB is described in Exhibit A. Exhibit A is here, came with the title. There you go. And so this description will be for our property. The northeast part of lot 87, block 2, NCB, Harlandale Edition, according to the map or plat recorded in volume 105, page 230. Should probably go get that. This is in Bexar County, so we're going to go to County Resources, Bexar County Clerk, or Bexar County Clerk, and might as well pull up the CAD. The volume 105, 230. So we're going to look up 105, 30 in the plats section in BearCAD, or Bexar County Clerk. We have 105, 230 right here. So we're going to express checkout, place order. If you can't see this, it's because you haven't made an account yet. Make sure to make an account. We're going to go 10221 PDF. This is 105, 230. I'm going to call it plat. Okay. CAD 105, 230 out of the deed and plat records being more particularly described as the northeast corner of lot 87 being the southwest intersection of Bristol and Courtview, thence west 66, then south 130 feet, thence east 66, and north, probably north 103 feet. North 130 feet. This is just a square. Or, well, I guess not a square, rectangle. So we're going to go to our boundary layer by typing LA. We can go open up our layer property manager. Now we're going to draw up at the top right our property. And so beginning at the northeast corner, and this is our property description. No, because if we go to 105.30, versus 105.230, and we're out of lot 87. Out of lot 87, you can see this is 132 feet by like 331 feet. So this is not platted, so we're actually going to have to draw our description based off of this, which is called a meets and bounds. So let's start at the beginning. It says beginning at the northeast corner, being the southwest intersection of Bristol and Courtview, it's west 66 feet. So west, I'm going to hit F8, so I'm drawing in north, south, east, and west. I'm going to go west 66 and then just hit space. I'm going to go thence west 66 along the south line street and to a point for the northwest corner, then south 130 feet. So I'm going to go south 130 feet. Feet parallel with it, blah, blah, blah. Then east 66 feet. So I'm going to type 66 and hit space. It's east 66 feet along all these properties, then it's north 130 feet. So it's north 130 feet. So this is my property. So we now have our property drawn out. what I need to do is drop my adjoiners. And in order to get to my adjoiners, because I don't have a plat, I need to go to my Bexar County clerk. My county city appraisal district. So we're going to copy this, our CAD number, so that we can go into the map, paste it, and find it. We're going to go into the, click on the map. Now we see our property and everyone around us. Actually, I think this has changed since I last saw it. What we're going to do is now we're going to pull this property, and we're looking specifically because it looks like if we turn on our geolocation, we can see that we're at the northeast corner of this street. Well, let's turn on the map hybrid. We can see that we're at Courtview and Bristol, which on this map we're at Courtview and Bristol. So we know that we want to build these plots, but all of our monumentation is to the east, and we've got to the west. We've got another one right here. So let's build out to these properties over here first. So what that's going to do is we're going to have to grab this property information by clicking on this parcel, going to property detail, clicking on deed history. If the last one that you see is roll value history, just refresh your page and go to deed history, and it should come up. If not, just keep refreshing. What we're going to do is we're going to copy the volume, and remember page 2257. We're going to go to volume 2257. There you go. So I just pasted in there with the dash and then 2257. I'm going to pull up this deed. Sure, this is it. So I'm going to download it. And any deed you pull up and use, you want to download. So we're still in 10221. I'm going to paste this in 2257 was the volume and page. We're going to call this the West Adjoiner. Now we can pull up West Adjoiner. Now we can pull up that tract, and it says the west 66 feet of the south 130 feet of the north 150 feet of lot 87. So we're going to build this out again. Pretty sure I built this out last time in 105, page 230, and this is lot what? Lot 87. So I'm gonna pull this description off to the side of my screen so I can keep it up, but so I can see it, but y'all will be able to see it too because you'll have it. So we're gonna build it with the adjoiner. First, what I'm gonna build is lot 87. Because like I said, this is lot 87, so let's build lot 87 since we're taking out of it. Lot 87, I don't see, looking for any bearings to make this, and I do not see any bearings along this plat. And that's a sewer manhole. There are no bearings on this plat. Okay, so I'm just going to assume north, south, east, and west, even though it's obviously not. So 87, let's build it out. It is still with ortho mode on by hitting F8. It is 132 feet by 331.2 feet. And I'll copy these and I'll move them. So what I did, for anybody who didn't notice, I'm going to draw a line. I've got F8 still on. I'm typing 132, hitting space, and then it'll draw 132 feet in the direction that I'm showing. Then we're going to go 331.2 and hit space, which is the same as enter is hitting space. Now I'm copying these over to just make this the exact same as it was. All right, now I've got lot 87 drawn up. Now what I need to do is draw up this specific property. Now this is the west 66 feet of the south 130 feet of the north 150 feet. So it's probably not a good idea to give it to y'all for your first one, but the way that you build these is by going backwards. So you need to do the north 150 before the south 130 before the west 66. So the north 150 feet, let's offset that, 150 feet from the north. Okay, so now we have the north 150 feet of our lot. Now we need the south 130 feet of that. So we're going to offset 130 feet off of that line. And now we need the west 66 feet of this remaining portion. So we're going to offset 66 feet. We're going to be the west 66 feet of that. Now this right here, once we fillet these lines using the fillet command, typing F, selecting the line, and selecting the other line, then the fillet command again using F, selecting this line, and selecting the other line. If for whatever reason you have a radius on your fillet, you hit R and set the fillet to 0, set the radius to 0. That'll fix it. If you do have a radius, you'll know because it looks like this and it tries to curve it. Just hit R and 0, and now you can fix it. So there's our adjoining property. So we're going to. So that's what our adjoining property looks like. Now we need. Let's put next to it. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my boundary layer and block my property, which is this is different than what we've been doing, but this one is a different case because we're going to be using multiple different documents to build the plat block that we're going to put on our thing, on our points. So what we're putting here is the this will be our vesting deed, and we're going to specify the property that we built with our vesting deed to be the vesting deed block. Enter, and I'll make that the specified block. I'm going into my joiner, and I'm going to block that. We're going to call this west adjoiner. Enter, select the whole thing. Enter, specify an insertion spot. Now we've got the now we've got two blocks. We can copy them over to this portion over here, and we're going to move this to be at the front with that. Let's bring it to the front just because I want to. So I selected it, right click, draw order, bring to front. Now we're going to actually open this back up. Make the block on the 0 layer just because, layer C to close it. I'm going to block all this, and I'm going to name this plat. So now I'm blocking two blocks together, hitting OK, creating an insertion point. Now I've got one block that consists of the two blocks inside of it. So I'm going to move this over to our property and try to see if we can where we can paste it that matches our rods. So we've got one rod right there, and that seemingly looks like this covers up our property. This kind of goes out to this rod. That's close enough. So now we need to build this property right here and build out to these rods. So let's go look at need that. Let's go look at our CAD map. So this property right here would be this property. So you can see that if you need to, this is the third house. See how it's a little bit longer, and got this one here. So this makes sense to me. I'm gonna open up my PID. Sorry, I closed out of the old one, but just to make sure we're in this newest one. We're gonna pull up its document, and we're gonna copy the document number, go back into Bexar County Clerk, which is where we get our documents, paste the document number into the land records, hit enter. Okay. Let's do it again. Like, what is actually happening? Okay, now the new document came up. I'm going to download it. After I sign in, place my order, and download. I'm going to paste the document number using Control V, dash, call this west adjoiner. We'll open it up, and we have a property description here. This will be a third meets and bounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to draw it up here, label it with the adjoiner, layer. Zoom into this. And our property description is here. So beginning at a chain link fence post, found on the west line of Harlandale, addition being the southeast corner of said lot 88, and the southeast corner point of beginning is here in described tract. Then we're going to go northwest. So let's start here. We'll start over here, give us some room. We're going to go northwest, so we're going to hit shift. First, we're going to need our distance of 60 feet. Then we can go north, 89 degrees, 50 minutes, 00 seconds west. We're going to follow these ones exactly because we don't have any reason to go opposite what they are doing. So we're not going to go southeast on these because we're just following this document. So for the second one, we're going northeast 0 degrees, 10 minutes, 0 seconds, distance of 145 feet. So I'm going to hit shift at. I'm going to hit I'm going to start my line command over, or they'll mess me up. And hit at distance of 145.6 feet. Tab over and go north 0 degrees. What's happening? Is it in my line right there? Let's see. At 145.6 feet. You're going to go north 0 degrees, 10 minutes, 00 seconds east. I'm going to hit at again. This time we're going to go to 60 feet at southeast 8950. So we're going to go 60 feet south, 89 degrees, 15 minutes, 00 seconds east. For the last one, we're going to go distance 145.6 feet southwest. So we're going to hit at 145.6 feet south, 00 degrees, 10 minutes, 00 seconds west. So there's our property. I'm going to hit escape to escape my line command. This is an adjoiner, so I'm already in the adjoiner layer. I'm going to block this, call it west-west adjoiner, enter, enter, block all of this, enter, enter, specify the point where I'm inserting it. I'm going to copy it over, back over here. Now, obviously, if you think about it, the Cad map showed this thing to just jog straight into the middle of the road. It probably doesn't do that, so we're not going to make it do that. What we're going to do, because this thing is wrong all the time. This Cad map is wrong all the time. It's great for storing information like where the deeds are at and stuff, but we're going to put this right there and just try that out. And we're going to explode the flat block that we have here, which doesn't explode the blocks that are on the inside. Just explodes the block that was made between the three, or between the two. Now we're going to redefine it again, call it plat. So we're going to go into the block command, call plat, going to select all three objects, enter, enter. We're going to redefine, specify an insertion point. I think the old one was here. It's good to keep the same insertion point. And yeah, now we've built out to these three, to those rods. That works out well. Not all of them are going to, this one would have been confusing to most people had I not been showing it. So feel free to call me or message me if you were to run into a situation like this and need more guidance, because you absolutely will. I'm just showing these. This is a good one to show because it went into some pretty good instances of how to draw these meets and bounds, and I think you'll have some more that you're going to have to do quote unquote by yourself, which you'll still be able to call me in the training material to follow after this that I'm not going to make videos on. Okay, so following our training material procedure list here, we have built our property description, and we have used the Cad map to pull adjoining properties information and continue to build out information out to them. Now we're going to save this as the job number, record for resolution. This is 221. I'm going to save this as record for resolution. Now I'm going to save as again and save over with the old job. And then I'm going to go to the work folder, go to 221 in my shared my name upload folder. I'm going to create a new folder 10221. In 10221, I will upload record for resolution drawing I just made. Make sure to let Jacob know I have uploaded 10221 record for resolution. Send and make sure to send it. Okay, back on to our checklist. Save the drawing number. You've uploaded the folder and you've notified Jacob and we have overwritten the original file so that we're now working in it again. We're going to check if this job has title commitment. Oh, this one does have title commitment. Oh, we already have it open. Here's our title commitment. So now we're going to go to Schedule B. Schedule B does not have any documents in it. In item 1, and then we'll check item 10. Nothing. All leases, grants, that has nothing to do with us. Liens, nothing. Visible apparent easements, that does have something to do with us, but we didn't see anything out there. Rights of parties in possession. Portion of the proposed loan doesn't have to do with surveying. Following exceptions. Any encroachments and that kind of has to do with us, but we don't see any. And that's the end of Schedule B. It's because we're now in Schedule C, so we're done. We're done with this. We're done with the title commitment. It has no restrictions, so we're not going to. We're going to have to skip this step. We're going to copy the job address into to FEMA. So we're going to go into our CAD. The address is 138 Bristol. Copy that into FEMA, right there. Paste it there. We're going to let it load, and while we let it load, we can draw up the field work. Shoot. The field work is right here. Well, that's a sketch. I mean, we use a sketch to help us drop the field work. Okay, so first thing that we like to do is drop the building. So let's go into our building layer by typing LA, going into the building layer. Now I've got 64, 65, all these points. So let's see what's over here. He says 68 is in the back. So 68 and 69 definitely attach. So these are definitely, oh, I guess 69 goes to 63. Now 64, 65, 67 attach. You see from 67, he went 4.2 feet. So I'm going to take this line here that already exists because this house should be parallel with it. Trim off at 4.2 feet that line. I'm going to connect those dots. And 63, from 63, it goes up 2.1 feet. So I'll do the same thing here that I'll lengthen a total. And since it's already a total, I'm going to do a total of 2.1 feet. And I'll trim off this side of it. And then I'll do a line from there to there. And now I've got my house built. Can I build out this carport? Or this is a garage. Calls it a carport. If it doesn't have sides, it's not a building. That's a garage, so. And that's the carport. Okay. So the garage is a building. It does have a carport. We'll draw, staying in the building layer, this garage. Copy these lines. Rotate them from this point 180 degrees, also being west. Moving the previous objects from the end of this line to here. And this carport goes out 15. Okay, well, is that all the buildings? That's all the buildings. So we'll go into our layers. We'll go into miscellaneous object layer, make that our current layer, close the layer palette. We're going to offset 15.1 feet to make it the distance of this carport. And this is 17.9 feet. He doesn't tell me where it's at, so I'm just going to assume it's 17.9 feet from the center of this. So 17.9. I can make a 17.9 foot circle on this. That to make this line 17.9 feet. Now I can move this line from the middle of it to the end of that. So now this is centered. I can now draw a line from here, perpendicular to my building, and from here, perpendicular to my building, match properties with this line to that line, delete this. I've drawn my carport. Now we can start drawing concrete. So let's go to the concrete layer. We've got this portion in the back that's coming off of 69. So we can close this and we can, he doesn't give us great shots for that. Is that crazy? I guess not. So we're going to draw this back up, this wall here first, actually. So we're going to go from 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56. This portion right here seems to go to the wall, and he's saying 5.4 feet from the end of this to there. So we're going to go from the apparent, we're going to draw a line from the apparent intersection of this circle and this line to there. I guess to show more clearly what I did, I drew a circle, drew it 5.4 feet, drew a starter line command, and I typed APP because I wanted to use the apparent intersection snap. And I can click there, or I can click on the objects that I want to intersect. And then it started my line from where it intersected, and then I specified where I wanted it to go. Now, I'm assuming that the path goes through these. Since I drew individual lines instead of a polyline, I'm going to select them and type J to join. Now this is all one line. Now I'm going to offset that by 0.4 because he's saying this is 0.4 curb. And I'm going to offset that way. I'm going to do the same with these, join these. I'm going to offset again that way. These have nothing to do with us. So he didn't give us a measurement here. So let's go find this. It looks pretty flush on the house right there. I'm just going to put it like maybe a foot off the wall. Since he didn't give us a size here. We're going to go 3.2 feet long. And we're going to make it 6 feet wide. Again, I'm going to snap to the apparent intersection of this line and the house. And we're going to draw a perpendicular. So I'm going to type PER to get a perpendicular snap to this line. Delete my circle. Use this line to trim. So TR, trim, using this line that I offset. Now I'm going to lengthen, LEN, a total distance of 6 feet. And because it's already set to total, I'll just hit space, set it to 6. And I'll cut it off of this line. Make this line go perpendicular to there. I'll match properties of this line to that one. And now I've got a 2-foot sidewalk coming off there from the middle of this. And I want it to come to the middle of these two lines. What I could do is draw a line from this point to this point, and then select this and snap the end of this line to the middle of this line. Or I can take this, and because I want it to be the middle of these 2 points, I'm going to type M2P to access my middle of 2 points snap, and select this is the first point, and this is the second point. and then it automatically puts it in between. Now I can offset 1 foot on either side of this line in order to get my 2-foot sidewalk. And then I can extend to my concrete here, this line, and hold down shift, and holding down shift while in the extend command accesses the trim. So I can select that. That will make it trim it. Now I'll bring this point, I'm just going to bring it to there. I'm just going to bring this point here, and I'll delete this line. Now I will extend to both of these lines, this line and this line. Now we've got this drawn up. This doesn't look great. So we can, how far did you say this is? 0.4. Let's pull this back 0.4 feet. So we're going to draw a circle by 0.4. Make this line go to the apparent intersection of the circle in the house, and this go here. Same thing here. If I draw a circle, select this, and then don't specify a distance, I just hit space again. It'll use the distance that I made last time. So I'll do this, do it to the apparent intersection of the circle in the house, and this one I'll snap to the center of the circle, being the original spot. Okay, that looks good. Let's come over here. He did not give us points for this, but he did give us these concrete slabs. These are 3.5 feet off the house. Did I not do it? Okay, I guess I didn't do it. And it seems to extend in front of the house a little bit. I know he took a picture of this. Yeah. The distance between there and there, say 1.5 feet. I don't know. Good enough for me. So let's lengthen this by a total, well, by a delta. Now we actually want to change it by only 1.5 feet. We don't want to set it to 1.5 feet. So delta means change. So we're going to change this by typing DE. A total length of 1.5 feet. We'll click on this, and we're going to specify the side that we want to lengthen. So we're going to set it there. Okay, now these are 6.5 feet long. So we'll draw a circle at 6.5 feet. We can trim using the circle, that line. And they are 2.3 feet. This is 2.3 feet wide. So I'm going to draw a line from there to there and a line from there to there after I had used the offset command to create it. Now there's a space of 1.3 feet in between them. And this is now 2.6 feet by 6.6. So I'll just make this 6.6, extend out to that circle, this line, offset 2.6 again, and draw a line and a line. Now I have the 2 concrete pads. What other concrete? I have some concrete over here. At 6.7, we're going to go 2 feet off. So we'll copy this line, circle, go 2 feet, trim using the circle, go from the end of the circle, perpendicular. It's good enough. This should be close to 4 because that's what he's saying. He's got 4.21. He's got 4 feet. It's good enough. 20. So now we're going to build out this this concrete pad that he's got here, which looks like this. That comes out past the wall and does that. So his sketch is accurate. So he says the width of this is 6.2 feet off the house. We're going to offset 6.2 off the side of the house. I'm going to draw a line from the end of the house to there. And he says this is 12 feet in width. I'm going to draw, oh shoot, I'll use the lengthening command this time. I want it to be a total. So now if I were to use it again, the default would be delta. I want to use total, so I can either type T because it's the big blue letter at the bottom, or I can click on it, but I'm going to type T for a total distance of 12 feet. I want to shorten this side. Now I'm going to offset the 2.5 feet. to go here, so I can get this portion. Now it goes 2.1 feet in the other direction, so I'm going to rotate this line west and go opposite to continue to go that way. Now this one will go 2.1 feet this way. We'll trim that. And then it comes somewhere around here is what it looks like. It doesn't give me a measurement. I guess I could turn on my aerial. Nope, that does not look good. I'll match this to make these the concrete layer. Draw from line to line. Now I have this concrete pad. I've got concrete here at the front of the house. I'm going to select this block. I'm going to isolate and then hide the object so it's not in my way. Now I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Maybe so big. Okay. Let's build this patio out first. He's got these concrete walkway shots. So I'm going to build a line out to them. I need to use these to build this patio because he doesn't give me measurements to and from. So from using a line to the middle of these 2 points. So line M2P, I'm going to specify where I want the first point of my line to be will be the middle of the 2 points that I'm about to specify, being that and that. Now I'm going to draw a line perpendicular to the house, and I'm going to make the entire, now this entire width has to be 12.3 feet. So I'll just copy this line, make a 12.3 feet line, trim off using that circle, move it, and the house needs to be 6 feet away from the end of this patio. So I'll offset by 6 feet, this right there. And now this is where this intersection, if I draw a line from the intersection of here, that'll need to be where the middle of this line goes to make this the 12.3 feet. So I'm going to delete this, move this line, paste it there. And now that's what my house should, now that's what the extent of my patio should look like. I'm going to trim using that line, this line, just move this here, copy this, move it here. I'm going to match properties of my concrete. And now this little wing wall that we've got here, it goes out 3. So we'll go offset 3. Okay, we'll offset 3. What the heck? Crazy. Is this 6 feet? 6 feet. Oh, he's saying 3 feet from the side here. Okay. I don't know why he's giving me that. Oh, he's saying 1.1 feet is this length. I knew I was going crazy. 1.1 feet is here. Okay. At the intersection of however far these go, he's saying that is 5.6. So since we drew this in the middle of it, we're just going to go, I'll draw a line here to mark the center of where the line needs to be. I'll do 5.6 feet here, trim using that, delete this circle, and move this line from the midpoint to there. Now we know where to place these end lines. Can delete that and draw a line from there, perpendicular to this, a line from here, perpendicular to this. We don't need this line anymore. Now we have drawn what he has shown. Okay. Now we're going to draw the this sidewalk over here, this portion of it. So this back of curb, just so you get a better idea of what this looks like. You can see that we've got a back of curb here. We've got our foot sidewalk, and then we've got, he called this a back of curb. Sometimes they call it wall or curb or whatever. Really doesn't matter as long as you know what it is, but you can see that the sidewalk goes up to the front of this wall. All right. Well, he's over here. If you haven't noticed yet, he has the drawing upside down. The drawing actually looks like the house actually looks like that. If you haven't noticed, but this is how he gave it to us. So I'm going to go and draw 26 shooting his 26 shot to 36, 37, 38, and then following through. So I'm going to draw this whole backup curb line right now. So I'm going to do a polyline space starting at 26 to 36. Now I want to start an arc, so I'm going to type A while still in the polyline command. Type A, and I'm just going to click on the 38 because I can't specify that I want to go through 37. Now I'm going to type L to continue a line. I'm going to come over here and click on his backup curb shot. And now I've drawn the backup curb for this whole portion. I will come over here, select the polyline that we made, and fix the midpoint portion of this arc to select it onto the curve. You'll notice that even though you put this on the curve, this is still marking the midpoint of it. As long as this arc is going through this point, it's fine. So that looks good. We're going to offset by 0.8. Oh, why is this off to the side? I'm sorry about that. Offset by 0.8 this object that way. And now we're going to do a 4-foot sidewalk. So we're going to offset the back of curb 4 feet this way. Now you'll see his backup curb shots here, and that's that wall that we saw earlier. So let's actually delete this sidewalk line. Let's draw a polyline from here to here. I guess like, and then hit A to start the arc. You can do that and then draw a line to there. Looks good enough. You can offset by 0.8 again. And we'll draw a line to close out this backup curb on either side from endpoint to endpoint. And now, if we offset by 4 feet for his curve, that comes somewhat close enough to the back of the curb. I mean, to the front of the curb that he would have done. So I'm going to use this line and this line to trim the back of curb line that we just made. I mean, the sidewalk line that we just made by offsetting the curve. And I'm going to move these onto the front of the curve. Curb, whatever you want to call it. So now I've got it going through approximately, the right way. I'm going to extend to the sidewalk, this side, the sidewalk here too. Use these lines to trim that portion of it. And now we'll move over here. We've got a concrete apron over here. So I'm going to draw from a polyline from the concrete to the concrete apron. I'm going to use this to trim the sidewalk that I've got here. I'm going to use the sidewalk to trim the concrete that I have because there's no reason to partition all of this area. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is done in my concrete. Do I have any covered concrete? I'm sure this is covered. He says these are stairs. This is a carport over asphalt. So I'm going to actually draw this. And mind you, we're still on the concrete layer, and this carport is on the miscellaneous object layer. So I'm going to MA for match and select all of this. I pulled up this object's properties by hitting Control-1, in case you didn't know.